Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unleveled the Podcast. I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. Big Rome. You know what I'm saying? Big Rome. Let me give me some round of applause up in here. You know what I'm saying? I got my good fella Kendall, my co-host Kendall Washington in the building. How you feeling this week, brother? Hold on, wait. Let me put some spec on. Big Kendall, big master's degree, big single. Big might be in a relationship. Sorry, ladies.
No. But,
hey, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
That nigga lost his voice.
No, hey, low key. That's why I muted. I was clearing the shit out of my throat. But I'm doing good.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. How was your week so far?
Oh man, it's been good, man.
Yeah, you got that bit of bad news. Y'all got to go back into the office.
Oh yeah, man. You know, but it's just 3 to 5. That don't bother me. I'm not far from my job. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. Big 3 to 5. Gunshots. Also got my good brother Blaze in the building. He was having technical difficulties earlier, but I think he back on location. How you feeling this week, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm definitely having some technical issues, but we good now.
We gonna rock with it either way. We gonna make this episode happen. Screw them technical issues. But how your week going? How your week going?
That's what happened when you're on location.
Yeah. Fact.
Everything all good, man.
Get to the money. That's all that matter. Yeah. Also, Leslie and Montre, they somewhere being. I don't want to say sorry. I should say. I think that's the one. Since they ain't here, I told Leslie to join, but I think she's parenting right now. Also, but yeah, man, it's been
duty calls.
Yeah, duty calls. It's been a week. It's been a week. Or about 2 actually. I've been a little busy. I got caught up, so we didn't get to the pod last week, man. But there's been a lot going on in the world since we've been gone. A submarine has went down. Pusha T and Jim Jones beef came to an abrupt stop. I don't need. Y'all think it's gonna be more music dropping?
I hope so. Shit, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, after hearing Jim Jones' verse, I definitely
shit ain't going nowhere.
After hearing Jim Jones' verse, I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on this one.
I'm always here for it.
No, it's just that I know Jim Jones got a big ego, so it's gonna go somewhere that I don't want to see it go. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna leave the music. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think it'll go that far.
You don't think so?
I think. Nah, I mean, he does have a big ego. You right, but I think I don't know. Maybe I'm optimistic, but I think that battle, that versus battle, just the way that the locks mop the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like we at that point now where it's like, bro, stop. You know what I'm saying? I hope Jim Jones is at that point, but maybe not. Maybe you're right. You know, his ego. You know, it can't get him in trouble. But
yeah,
I think he passed that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he ain't been involved in shit in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I think he. You know, and he in his 50s, right, or late 40s.
Yeah, late 40s, 50s, one of the two. But yeah, he an old head. He too old to be beefing.
I will hope, but we'll see. I'm just here for the bars, man. That's the reason why I want that.
Hey, man, that New York bravado is something different, man.
That New York what?
That New York bravado.
Bravado, facts.
That's absolutely a fact.
Yeah, let me turn Blaze up a little bit because I can barely hear him. But yeah, and then he left. I don't know if y'all saw the clip circulating around the internet. He went on the Joe Budden's Patreon and was saying how this better not leave hip hop. And he's telling him you better not go certain places because you know how I can get. That's why I was speaking to him having that ego and it leaving hip hop because that's what it sounded like. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to leave hip hop because I was thoroughly enjoying the bars. I'm still mad that I don't have the Pusha T song in my phone right now. You know what I mean? I got the Twitter clip, but I ain't got the actual song. I need that song because that beat was something else. So I don't know what's going on, why they procrastinating and dropping that, but yeah, I'm here for it. Like I said, if it's going to stay hip hop, but from the way Jim Jones was talking, it seemed like he was, his ego was heavily involved and it was going to leave hip hop. But to your point, Kendall, I'm hoping that the saner heads prevail. These are 2 40+ gentlemen, so
Yeah, because I don't even think Pusha would respond in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I would think he'd be like, "See, this is how you got to respond because you can't get on wax and fuck with me. So this is how you got to respond. Like you got to be mad. You know, like I would like to me it seemed like it would go that route. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really seen Pusha T like get like angry. I ain't well not gonna say angry, but you know like to the point where he want to like have like throw like physical violence. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never really known him to be that kind of dude. Only time I really seen it ever get hostile was the Lil Wayne shit. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's just like, okay, my nigga, like y'all
doing too much now.
Y'all kind of going too far with it. but you know, I just think that was because it was Lil Wayne at that time and he was on top. You know, niggas was, you know, it's just, you know, a lot of that competition was going on. But that's really the only time I really seen him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where it felt like it might have gotten physical. So I just hope Pusha T ain't on that. I hope he just respond that way. Like, yeah, this is how you got to respond.
Historically, he has.
You can't fuck with me on this mic.
Yeah. Historically, he has just responded with bars. Hold on a second. But yeah, like to your point though, historically he has just responded with bars. It hasn't left hip hop. Like I said, he always seemed to have the more level head. You know, like when Lil Wayne did him, all he said was "fuck Pusha T" and everybody that love him. He had no bars for him.
And then Pusha went crazy.
He absolutely lost his shit.
That was like after Nas did Ether, Jay-Z came out with like 3-4 diss songs after that. Like,
well, the first thing Jay-Z did was he went on Angie Martinez and started complaining about how he felt like he didn't lose the battle. Then on Blueprint 3, he released that song where he was basically bitching the same way. And he was like, "This is to whom y'all want to place your faith."
Blueprint 2.
Was that 2? Yeah, that was Blueprint 2. You right. That was 2. That was a double disc.
3 was Death of Auto Tune.
We don't really know how this gonna go because we ain't never seen Push be on the losing side of one of these.
Nah,
never.
He usually demolish niggas and get gone about his business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think it would just stay with the music.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a brief intermission because I got to play something that I can't play on YouTube. We'll be back in just a second.
Especially during the Dipset, like they height of their careers, you know what I'm saying? Like I was never really like a Jim Jones fan. I was more like Cam, Jewels, El Rail, J.R. Ryder sometimes. But so I never really looked at Jim like that.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he ain't running away. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm saying what I'm saying.
He came right with the shits.
Right, I'm saying what I'm saying. Even though I don't fully agree with what he's saying. I understand it, but I don't fully agree.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying what I'm saying about Pusha T. He ain't in the top 50, I think it was, or something like it, or whatever he felt. He's standing on it. I just at least respect that. And then he came out on wax instead of, like I said, violently doing something or whatever the fuck. Like I appreciate that it was just done from a hip hop standpoint, and that he ain't backing down from it. So I enjoy stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it should stop personally. For just carry on for a little minute. Yeah, we'll figure out who wins. Just that stuff with hip hop. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. To Blaze's point, he said he didn't consider him a top 50 rapper, which is blasphemous because I've been saying this for like the last 10 years. I ain't never heard a whack verse from Pusha T. The closest thing he got to a whack verse is on the Clip's first album on that song. What's that? Where he says, when I'm about you got part of my name, where he rapping about his wife or whatever. But like that's like the closest thing he got to a whack verse. Pusha T is one of those MCs like Scarface. You very seldom hear a whack verse from Bun B in the same vein. I've heard whack verse from almost every MC from Jay-Z to Lil Wayne, but them three people, Bun B, Scarface, and Pusha T, very seldom do they drop a whack verse. And for that alone, that holds them at a higher level for me than most MCs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I agree. Yeah, I mean, because Jim Jones has absolutely had bad verses.
more than a few.
So, and that's what I mean. Like, are you saying you're in the top 50? Now, his influence, he has influence, and I think Jim Jones is to be respected. I think Dipset did a lot in their time frame.
Oh yeah, if we talking cultural influence, then yeah, that's
right. He did a great. You know what I'm saying? Like
talking about,
but like MC, like and all that. Like, fam, stop. You ain't better than Pusha T. Lyrically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and even probably hit wise. I mean, we would have to look at all the little discography and all that. But I mean, lyrically, it's not even like stop.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna keep it hip hop on transition because I think we kind of drove that point home. But have y'all seen? Did y'all hear what happened with Easy the Block Captain and Papoose?
Did they say he beat him up or something? What happened?
Yeah. So apparently, Papoose.
Is that really true? I didn't know. I don't know.
So I don't know if the allegations are true. The allegations is that Papoose ran into Easy the Block Captain. These are two battle rappers for the listeners who not know. Very good battle rappers as well. Well, not Papoose. Papoose is a rapper, but Easy the Block Captain is a battle rapper. And apparently, allegedly, he slept with Remy Ma, and Papoose saw him in public and ran his fade. And so I don't know if the allegations of him sleeping with Remy Ma was true, but regardless of the fact, Easy the Block Captain and Papoose got into a fight. And from witnesses' point of view, allegedly, it didn't go in Easy the Block Captain's favor. So,
I mean, for the alleged reason, for that, I mean, you could expect why. I mean, Papoose probably had the Super Saiyan energy.
Right. Listen, I tell.
Yeah, he did. But don't Easy the Block Captain got a deal with Remy Battle Company? Don't he?
I'm not
familiar. He affiliated with that somehow?
I have no clue. Don't give me the line. I don't know the line on this podcast. All I know is
they did some kind of business together.
All I know is Fades got ran. That's all I know. I have no idea about the inner workers or anything. You know what I'm saying? Easy to Block Captain. Easy to Block
playing with niggas out here, man.
No, not at all. Easy to Block Captain is easily one of my most favorite current battle rappers. Amazing skill level. But that has led to Murder Mook doing interviews. They were talking about Easy and Murder Mook battling, because I think that was the one person that Easy hadn't battled yet, and so Murder Mook went on Twitter and he's dropping nothing but video interviews of him clowning Easy, talking about, he's like, you just need to tell the truth. You just need to let everyone know what happened. You was on live on IG every day until you get into this alleged ass whooping that you took. And kept him offline. So yeah, he's Murder Mook. He's trending on Twitter right now.
Every battle he do, he about to get bars about this ass whooping for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so I don't know what the issue is stemming from this gentleman, but like I said, allegedly that's what's going on in the streets or in these tweets or however you want to say it. But I thought it was pretty funny, like, because y'all go look up that trending topic. Mook is hilarious, man. He throwing so much shade in these interviews, it's hysterical. It's something they like selling on Patreon or something, so you got to go on Patreon to get the full interview. But I just thought it was hilarious. But this also goes to my point. Papoose. I've said it several times on this podcast. Do not mess with a man when a man's woman. You don't want to fight a man over his woman. I don't know what it is when you're dealing with a man. I don't care if he ain't the strongest person on the face of the planet. It's like they strength goes times 20.
That irrational strength.
You say I do, goddamn it means something.
Nigga might throw you through a car window. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like, yeah, do not mess with a man's wife or woman.
It's like you hear them stories.
You can have her back, bro. I don't want her.
What'd you say, Blaze?
Say I don't want her. You can have her back.
Hilarious.
and that's supposed to make everything okay, Blaze.
You gotta mess with the ones with the cut relationships. It's wives out here, it's husbands and wives out here that's all good with it. So go and find your destiny.
Yeah, do something because
now leave the ones alone that's supposed to be monogamous.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it ain't sweet. It ain't gonna never end well, like at all. So just stay away from that.
Man, people lose their lives over that stuff. And this, as a wise man once said. Hold on, what did Julie say?
Who?
A bitch will get you killed. That's the way I think.
He said juvie.
Hey,
I thought this nigga said juvie.
Hey, hold on. Niggas don't play no games no more. A nigga will bust your head if you bang his hole.
Bro, I thought you said I was like, he about to quote Julius Caesar. That's the first. This nigga
Juvie.
Yeah, he started quoting Juvie the Great. You speaking of Juvie,
did we just see something earlier about a football player? Did he like choke his wife or stab her or something because she liked to do posts? Like these dudes crazy out here about these women.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, man, ladies, I gotta chill out. What was you gonna say, Drew?
Oh no, I was just saying like speaking of Juvie, did y'all check out his Tiny Desk?
Oh, absolutely. That day yeah, absolutely. The day that came out, I watched that.
Yeah, I have not checked it out yet. I need to check it out.
Oh man, shout out to Juvenile, man. 1998, 400 Degrees.
Yeah,
classic. We needed that.
One of the greatest albums in hip hop history.
Yeah,
I changed everything.
I've argued for a while that 400 Degrees is definitely in my top 10 albums. That Doggy Style. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people will argue it, but those are two of the greatest hip hop albums, Doggy Style and 400 Degrees. Like to ever come by. I love them albums, fam. They fire.
400 Degrees. I don't know if I got an official top 10, but like,
yeah.
But I don't have no. I mean, it just changed everything. Manny Fresh, that was one of the greatest produced albums, like just ever. Like that shit changed the entire landscape of hip hop.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
For better or worse. Sometimes worse.
Hey, man, I keep forgetting this is the pseudo or quote unquote. I'm like all over the place right now. Y'all can see that this was a spur of the moment episode, but I keep forgetting that it's the almost unofficial 4th of July weekend. What y'all got planned for? What y'all got planned for the 4th? Y'all do anything for the 4th?
Oh man, I'm not doing. I'm working. I was gonna go home, but then I was like, hey, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I might go to a cookout today, but it's like a pool party or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have something at the crib. I don't go back to work till Thursday, so I'm gonna have something at the crib. So, but
I'm gonna have to find me some brats out here or something. Y'all eat brats in Texas, bro?
Oh yeah, bro. Listen, typically every Memorial Day, the 4th of July, Juneteenth, I normally get on the grill and cook some brats. But we having this heat wave down here, bro. I have not been fucking with the grill this summer at all. Like it's been like 105 down here in Austin. It's been ridiculous, bro. Yeah. Like I keep forgetting you here right now. Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm at, it's been 110, 114.
Yeah. So
it's been crazy.
Yeah. So I'm not fucking with no grill. I've been cooking in the crib, and like if people come over, I like last time I had some house guests, I did a fish fry, made some gumbo. Like we was in the crib, like and then when the sun went down, everybody went back in the backyard, got by the pool. But outside of that, we was in the crib, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing for the 4th. I was thinking about doing something like pasta. I know it's untraditional, but I was thinking about doing like 4 different pasta dishes for everybody when they come over. But we'll see we'll see. I just saying I ain't fucking with no grill though, not no 105-degree weather. Even my patio covered everything. I still ain't fucking with that. That's way too hot. Nigga, you asking to pass out on the grill. Open toe shoes and all. Find you on the patio. What happened to Dad? I'm back there dead on the fucking patio.
Hold the spatula.
Right. I tried, kids. I did this for you. Like niggas was dead. But yeah, anyway, I digress. But keeping it hip hop, had y'all did y'all check out the BET Awards, or as I like to call them, the EBT Awards?
I saw clips. Man, I didn't watch. I don't be knowing when this shit come on. Like, do they advertise for this stuff? Like,
Honestly, no advertisements for it. I don't think they do unless you follow them on Instagram or something.
I mean, they probably just do mostly advertisement on television because they still a cable, network, and they definitely.
I just saw the next day it was clips out. I'm like, what the fuck? When did this happen?
You gotta push that shit out to the social media channels in order to get that, get people.
I saw the tribute they have for Takeoff. I thought that was pretty dope. I saw. What's that girl hit the boy with the phone? Lil Uzi hit Lil Uzi with the phone. I saw that.
You saw the ratchetness.
I did like the I heard about the tribute that they did for Busta Rhymes. I did appreciate that. I do.
Yeah, he won.
It was like a lifetime achievement or something.
Lifetime achievement or something like that, right? Yeah. So I like that. I mean, because he's one of the staples. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he kind of set it up there when he was giving some of his speech about how he kind of pretty much pioneered the feature artist. You know what I'm saying? And it was slick because he talked about how he would get in there so he could be a feature artist. Like he would basically go to the studios, but how you find out is like he was always he was cool with all the receptionists. Like so he would call them like, hey, who there tonight? You know what I'm saying? Who at the studio? And so he said at the time, he said it wasn't all them damn weed strains. He said it was just Black Tie, OG, and something else. And then he said, so he would always have the weed. So, you know what I'm saying? So, he, that way when he get into the studio, niggas ain't going to kick him out because he got the weed on there. So he said the nigga, he'll roll up, all that type of shit. And so when the music going, niggas will be in there writing and shit. So he'll be rolling up, he'll spark the blunt, he'll start smoking it, and then he'll pass it. And by the time that the blunt come back around, that nigga already had his verse written. You know what I'm saying? So that way he could, come in and spit his shit. Like just, like that type of stuff. Like, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really hip hop. And Busta Rhymes did that shit to a maximum level. He wasn't one of these niggas that just had a couple hits or made some music and then he got up out of there. But he got albums. He got a couple classics, under his belt and a couple classic verses. Like not a couple, quite a few. You know what I'm saying? Like just. The stuff that he did, especially in the 90s, the revolutionary shit he was doing with his videos, his music videos at that time, like he was doing a lot, man. So, salute to him, man. I'm glad EBT or BET, whatever you call it. Shout out, gave him a tribute.
EBT award is hilarious.
Bro, listen, all I know is, man, it looked like it cost $20 to get in there. I have never seen so many bad dressed people assembled in one place a day in my life, fam. That shit was terrible. Like, and for it to be called Black Entertainment, and for it to be the first year that Tyler Perry take over creative control of BET and all the shit, that shit looked a mess, fam. I'm just gonna keep it a bean.
I don't even think Tyler was there. He ain't had nothing to do with that.
Oh yeah, I don't think he had nothing to do with it either. This
was BET's last year. That's probably what it was.
Yeah,
we gonna do it. The hell we don't give a damn how this shit turned out. Go ahead.
Yeah. That shit gonna be a lot different next year. They gonna have Oprah there and shit.
Tyler Perry ain't gonna be playing no games.
No. They had what's that my blank pink my booty hole Brown song.
I saw that she was singing that like right next to a pastor or something.
Hey dog, listen, all I know is now I see how my parents felt when we were listening to certain music, bro. I'd never been so embarrassed.
It's embarrassing.
I was like, dog, I said, I cannot believe this, bro. Certain shit you just don't do in front of in front of old heads. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit you just don't do. You know what I mean? We can get away with some stuff, but like that was out of control, fam. I was just like, man, I'm getting old. I was like, this is not for me no more.
Yeah. Pretty soon. Why are all these black people over here?
Right. No,
so many black people in this Walmart. I'm tired of
it. Yes, it was a mess. Keeping the hip hop. We're gonna continue with the hip hop. So if y'all listen to the show, we 20 minutes in, we still talking about hip hop. Y'all might want to fast forward, but. Have y'all heard the Killer Mike?
50 years of hip hop.
Right, yeah. Shout out to 50 years of hip hop. Have y'all heard that Killer Mike yet? I know y'all have. I'm just asking for producers.
Best album of the year so far to me.
Facts.
It's probably the best album of the last 2 years, besides Kendrick. Because Kendrick was last year. It's up there though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Facts, no.
Yeah.
Killer Mike definitely did his thing, man. Like.
Let me.
This is his second classic solo album. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me Let me bring the listeners
Definitely
up
one
to
of his
speed.
better ones. Like just be, especially from the feature standpoint, because he was his first classic to me, which was rap music. It was more so just him.
Yeah.
There was a couple features, but it was really just him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This one, he kind of expanded and showcased. I'm nicer than all these niggas.
Yeah. So for all the listeners who not familiar, like I said, Killer Mike dropped this ain't his second solo album. This is
No, this is like his
fifth or something like that.
Third or fourth.
Yeah, he got quite a few, but
and then he got the
Run the Jewels.
LP.
Yeah,
Jewels.
but yeah, that's why I said solo album because
this is like his fourth or fifth.
Yeah. So it's fourth or fifth album. The album is entitled Michael. Like I said, he's been one half of Run the Jewels for like he's been on a tear for like the last, I want to say probably like 10 years with Run the Jewels. Like they've been on a tear, and finally dropped the solo problem because Run the Jewels kind of teeters the vein of like hip hop and kind of like rock music with him and
alternative
LP.
rock,
alternative hip hop, whatever you want to call it, but still phenomenal bodies.
Like Run DMC type shit.
Yeah, still phenomenal.
Boys.
Still phenomenal bodies of work. Like I said, regardless of the fact, the content, still phenomenal bodies of work. But he finally brought it back to hip hop with Michael, and this album is insanely good. Like if you looking for an introspective album, if you're old hip hop head like us, and you're looking for an album kind of in the same vein that Kendrick, that introspective personal album, like kind of in the same vein as Kanye West with Donda, Kendrick with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Like this is another album up there, and the lyrical content is insane. The features are top tier. The production is another top tier element. Like the song "Scientists and Engineers," that song came together with him and Andre 3000, which I didn't even know. The drums when Killer Mike started rapping was produced by DJ Paul, which was incredible because that song that changed the entire energy of the song when them drums dropped.
Right.
When them 808s hit, like man, and just an incredible body of work. If y'all haven't listened, please go pick up that album, Killer Mike. It's in your phone. It's on all DSPs, and stream it and listen to it from beginning to end. Don't skip around trying to hear your favorite features. The best way for me to absorb the album is from beginning to end because my favorite song on the album is the official first song. It's Shed Tears with him and Mozzie. Him and Mozzie killed that. They went absolutely nuts on that song. Yeah, I feel like it's Killer Mike's.
It was a well put together, well thought out album, and he's went in and he funded it himself. So he went in with the intention like I want to create something like that, man. So
yeah,
it came out good, man. He did his thing on that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that scientists and engineers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that song almost didn't happen. As far as being released because Andre was gonna take himself off of it. Until he heard Erin, what's her name? Erin Allen. What's the lady that was singing?
Give me 1 second. I'm about to look it up, but you can keep going.
Yeah. So when he heard that, he was like, "All right, I guess to go."
Yeah, like all right, never mind. Because at first he was like, nah, this ain't it. Like this ain't. I don't know. And then he heard her singing it, and then he was like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Irene Allen Kane, because she's on this album quite a bit. It's her name. I think she did the
she did a lot of work on this stuff.
Yeah, the hook on that song. Because Andre 3000, he said, we got a good rap record, but then she came in. He's like, you played the whole song for her, and then she came in and did her thing. But yeah, phenomenal body of work, man. Like I've been a Killer Mike fan for a while, and I'm glad it's good to see him get his flowers. He's been on one hell of a press run since his album is released. Because it's been out officially about 2 weeks, but like I said, we've been gone for a while, so that's why we titled this album while we were gone, because we kind of catching y'all up on everything that we missed while we was out. Because it's been a slow news week, but quite a bit has happened.
Thank you, Aaron Allen Kane. I really appreciate you. You saved that verse. Even though I feel like Killer Mike still probably had the better verse than both Future and Andre, but and that shit is just crazy in itself.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Killer Mike was really in rare form on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. But yeah, thank you, Aaron. You saved a great song.
She probably saved this year in hip hop because it ain't been a great year in hip hop. Like the music releases have been slow. I don't know what's going on, but I can't think of a body of work like this that I've appreciated this year outside of this so far.
Yeah,
like we halfway through the year.
Like the really really big artists haven't dropped anything this year. Like.
And I think sometimes their stuff don't get promoted as much too, as much as it used to either. Like especially if they independent, like they don't. It's not the same type of energy.
Yeah.
But I will say, and I'm definitely guilty of this. I don't really keep up as much as I used to. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I miss stuff because I was actually just reading an article. I don't know. I mostly follow him on Twitter, but I think it's like Rhymes Beats and something else. And he had like top 20 albums so far in 2023, like as far as hip hop. And he was naming some artists. I had no. I'm like, who the hell is this? And he had Killer Mike shit at like number 5. And I was like, damn, like, okay, well, I need to listen to these 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could, see what this is about. So I'm gonna send y'all that article, but all I say all that to say, I might be missing shit too. So I want to make sure I pay more attention. That's all I want to say about it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know me. I like the new stuff. I like the old stuff.
Right.
Like,
There's been music that I liked.
Yeah, I just
this year it was as a chart.
Oh, you breaking up real bad, Blaze. Give me a second. Try to say it again.
There's been a lot of music that came out perfect, like.
Hey, Blaze. I'm gonna call you on the phone because you chopping up real bad. I'm just gonna call you on the phone so you can get your point off, okay? Yeah, because he too choppy. I don't want to lose no listener. Right? I don't want to lose no listener. But yeah, like I said, to my point, I be into everything. But like I said, this is still my favorite project of this year. Let me see, so Blaze can get his shit off on y'all, so we can have him. Told y'all I was having technical issues early.
Shout out to Janelle Monáe, by the way.
Oh yeah, shout out to Janelle. You gotta appreciate Janelle every time. Now, Blaze, what was you trying to say before your audio was going nuts over there?
I guess this what happened when you out gallivanting.
Yeah, you gotta stop gallivanting, bro.
You out there making that money.
Yeah, ain't nobody mad at that though. The show must go on.
Sure.
What were you saying about you were saying something, bro, and you was breaking up terrible. I couldn't hear you.
Hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
I was just saying, personally, it's been a lot of music that came out that I've liked myself, but ain't nobody really doing good on the charts right now. And I think that's just industry wide with music. Like, people ain't selling a lot of units no more. Yeah, that's just part of the game.
But honestly, outside of you, bro, I really think it's a like a promotion. I also think that it's the quality of music that's coming out. Because like I said, I like I said, it's a few artists that make albums that I like, but they still ain't been cohesive projects like up to the level of this Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Or even like nobody has topped Kendrick from last year. Nobody has topped Killer Mike yet. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's been a few projects I like, but nothing to this extent.
Yeah, I mean that Killer Mike, man, just great body of work, and I think I read something else that Killer Mike said he spent like $500,000 on this album. So salute to that too. You know what I'm saying? Willing to come out with music that's going to cost you more money sometimes. That I'm sure he's reaping the benefits of it. But I'm just talking about just willing to spend his own money. You know what I'm saying? Get this project out, and it was well worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was his best project to date, which is crazy. Because he's a veteran now in the game. Yeah. Still coming out with stellar music, like a Jay-Z with 444. You know what I'm saying? That shit was just, like, damn, like, bro, you doing this at 50?
Yeah.
So, same thing with Killer Mike. Salute to him.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, as far as him spending his own money, because 500 bands, it seemed like a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, which it is. Don't get me wrong.
But I'm just saying, I'm saying willing to spend his own money.
All I'm saying is the collaborative effort, as far as like people actually willing to do, him being able to have the social cachet to call in favors, because that's some of these artists' feature prices. You know what I'm saying? So for him to have, I think that, like, I'm pretty sure he probably took care of him on the back end. But what I appreciate from Killer Mike, and I was just giving him flowers, is the fact that he got the social cachet and was able to call in them favors, and it worked out, because this, like I said, this is an amazing body of work, and I think it's gonna benefit everybody at the end of the day. That's all I was trying to say. But yeah, 500K of your own money. He said he had his wife looking at him crazy. Yeah, I like to call them accountants. Let me see something real quick. We lost Blaze. You there, Kendall? Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure you still there, because you went still. But also while we were away, some this is no longer hip hop. So for everybody who doesn't listen to our show for hip hop, y'all can tune back in. Also while we were away, we had a submarine implode. While we were away, people spent $250K to go see the Titanic, and they got to see the Titanic. just not in the way that they intended to. Kendall, did you have any interesting take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I caught up with it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, learned about what all happened or whatever. But it's just like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like, rest in peace to them. But it was just like, why? It just doesn't make any sense. I learned something else, that Boeing have rejected the material that they made to create this sub, or whatever they call it, submersible, or whatever the hell they was calling it. So like, if Boeing is rejecting it, bro, take the expert advice, and how about let's not go 12,000 or something, was it? Below sea level? It was something crazy, right?
Crazy, yeah.
Like, to go see a ship that really isn't going. I mean, what's the conclusion once we get down here?
And it wasn't like it was windows on the thing, so you're looking through it on the video.
Like, okay. And even if we got windows,
right?
What are we gonna see, fam?
Right. My whole thing is this: like okay, I'll take the drone and I'll drive it down there with a fucking controller while I'm up here on the surface and looking at the shit on video. But I ain't trying to go down there. That's just nuts.
Yeah,
like,
that's fine too.
Yeah. I don't know.
The controller was the funniest part, dude.
Yeah.
When I got in and I saw that, I'd be like, yo, I'm straight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, don't we got all these drones and robots that y'all keep, saying, we about, put one of those in the submersible,
yeah,
and have him drive his ass down there, and then see what happens with it, right? Like, right. I don't know, bro. Like you said, or like a camera, something, so where you can see it. I mean, I'm just still trying to understand the phenomenon of this Titanic shit. I mean, I really just, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, people have a weird fascination with the Titanic.
It's crazy to me, but again, you're right. It's not. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not interested. Doesn't mean that someone else is not. But to Jerome's point, if you're so interested in that, put some safety protocols around that shit, bro. There was no reason to go down there and kill yourself.
Nah, and the crazy thing to me was the like. At some point, it has to be like, okay, I'm rich, and I like, because when you're doing well off and you start experiencing different things, it's like, damn, what's next? You chasing that next, like, what they call it, that hormonal relief. What is it called, bro? That when you do experience, endorphins. Yeah, you chasing that release. You know what I'm saying? So I, like, but 200, like, just to do something that silly to me is just beyond me, fam. I don't get it. And I know, like I said, rest in peace to the families that lost their loved ones and shit. Like that's it's a real sad situation. But to me, I think this was definitely avoidable. You know what I mean? And like I mean, but they took the risk. But. Nah, I'm straight all the way on the submersible. Like I said, I don't really understand the obsession that white people have with serial killers and historic things that took place, and you got to see it up close until you really get to see that shit up close. So, like I said, but rest in peace to the families, man. I mean, like, tragic, but also idiotic, if you ask me. Completely unavoidable. And this is why I'm grateful a lot of times that I was born black, because do you think
that's why? Do you think that's why the internet been killing them like that, though? Because, like, usually when people die, motherfuckers be kind of sympathetic.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah, because it's hard to have sympathy for rich people, especially when they do shit like this. But like I said, this is why I'm grateful that I was born black, because I know to keep my ass away from shit like this.
I mean, I even think it'd be hard to do it for poor people. If poor people were to do it, it'd have been like, well, why would they do that?
Right.
It would have been worse. I think it would have been like,
it probably would have been. Yeah.
Why would they? Boeing rejected the material. I mean, why would what I'm saying? Like, because they're rich, people are like, well, they wanted to discover. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
but also at the same. Go ahead, Mike. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, ultimately, it's still dumb. But I'm just talking about in terms of like, the obsession of it was just really based on, why did they do that in the first place? Like, it was even after they died and everything, they were still trying to figure out like how far the submersible traveled as it when it exploded and all or imploded. It was just like, y'all really putting a lot of attention around this thing.
It wouldn't even this shit wouldn't even been a story if it was poor people. I don't think it would have been, like you said.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Shit wouldn't even have been a story. Well, Jerome and Kendall decided to get in a submersible. And by the way, we have the Powerball is at $1.5 billion. wouldn't even have been a fucking story, bro. But yeah, man. Like I said, thoughts and prayers to the family, man. Hopefully y'all don't take and you take $250K and do the same dumb shit. I know that's not what I would do with $250K. Like, not at all. I'd probably try to go help. Like
you said, they're rich, so that's why they burned it.
Last thing on my list would be something about the Titanic.
Yeah, man. What the fuck is going on over at Twitter too? Have y'all tried to use Twitter lately?
I haven't been on as active as I usually am, but I was on today. I didn't see any issue.
Like you, maybe
some like tweet responses or something are being cut off or a certain number.
Yeah, so like it's just crazy. Like just the whole app, the interface. I just opened it up. Like all the buttons at the bottom has changed. Like they got spaces in a different space. They got this new thing called communities. It's just like right now it's just like too convoluted. Like you know what I mean? It's like entirely too. Like I haven't been intrigued by this app in a while. Ever since Elon took over, like it seemed like it's about to die. Like a lot of the users are upset. You know, they was already upset about the blue check mark paywall and all that type of stuff. But now it's like super convoluted. It's real hard to use and like even understand and navigate right now. Like also like when you share your when you share your Twitter links like in the text feed, they don't give you the preview no more. Now you just get a link. You know what I'm saying? So it's something going on over there, man. It seemed like Twitter might be on this last leg. Kendall, you in the tech space? I just want to know if you had any thoughts about it because this is.
I mean, me personally, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's Elon Musk. I mean, I don't think it's just like, there was no reason for him to really buy it. I just, that's not really his area. To me, so I just didn't really understand the reason to purchase it. I understand.
It's another example of rich people doing shit
too much money.
That's absolutely a fact, and and just whatever righteous thought process that he had behind it. Like I'm gonna make it more, I'm gonna make it more truthful or whatever.
He was really trying to go with free speech.
There are some things I like about it, like when people post like articles and like at the bottom they'll have like the level of validity behind it, like. They'll have other articles behind it, so I do like that. You know what I'm saying? So it helps people understand, or be able to differentiate a little bit better. But other than that, he's not an expert with social media, so I just didn't understand the point of trying to be the CEO of that, or at least. And I'm not saying he hasn't. I don't know what the full hierarchy looks like in terms of employment for Twitter right now. But I would hope that you would get more people that are leaning towards being experts with this type of stuff so that they have a better understanding than yourself so that you don't, fuck up, for lack of a better word, fuck up Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't see Twitter going nowhere no time soon, even if people are disappointed with it, because it's not really no competitor for Twitter. People get their shit off on Twitter. Where else you gonna
for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Twitter seems like that, but I was just going with the general consensus of a lot of people was just like this shit is ass, and I mean it was the same thing with Instagram. Like Instagram has been way past its heyday. It's hard to get when you start a new account, it's hard to really get a lot of followers. Like in the heyday, you can shit 3,000 followers on Instagram in this heyday, but not like I said. The same thing got too convoluted. They made a lot of changes, got rid of the video features, got rid of IGTV, changed. I don't know if y'all remember that, but they got rid of IGTV, changed everything to Reels. Ever since Facebook took over Instagram, it hadn't been the same either. So, like I said, I like to me, that's why I said it feels like Twitter's on its last leg. Hopefully not, because I love the app. But like I said, I just haven't even been wanting to use it in the last month or so since Elon has taken over. And I even had the blue check because I was one of the people like, let's keep this shit around. He made a bad investment. Let's try to save it. I got the $5 a month, but like, nah, I'm straight. I'm like, nah, get rid of that blue check. Y'all can cash that shit.
I think he's more so trying to make it more of a pay as you go type of app, or that's what I think ESPN is going to be switching over to pretty soon with all the firings and stuff that's going on with their because cable is changing. People don't have cable anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, older people do, but younger people they have TV subscriptions. So it's just the landscape is changing, and same thing with Twitter. Like I think it's going to change significantly. Hopefully, it still stays around because Twitter done took quite a few hits and still managed to be here. So we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully so. But speaking,
I think the users will keep Twitter around despite Elon tearing it up.
Yeah, I mean it's a strong. But you see, people getting frustrated though with this latest thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With the responses and being deleted or cut. I don't know the severity. I like I said, I didn't look into it like that, but I know I did see today like some people commenting about that and saying, and specifically said, I don't know what he's doing, but I'll just leave the app.
Yeah. It's a good time. This is a good time for any entrepreneurs out there to start a social media platform. We've been asking for a black one for a while. Speaking of black one, whatever happened with
you still got fan base.
That's the one I was talking about. Isaac Hayes' son.
You're still there?
Yeah, I haven't been on in a while. Have you been active on fan base?
I check every couple. The traffic just isn't the same. It's just a little slower. But no, I still log on.
What's my guy platform? True Social was.
Yeah, I'm say that again, Blaze. You broke up real bad.
Trump.
He's talking about Trump.
True Social. Yes. Truth, all right. Yeah.
Truth. Yeah, truth, all right.
Truth, all right.
But yeah, speaking of ESPN,
that shit's about as truthful as Newsmax.
Yeah, I want to expound on ESPN a little bit because Kendall just mentioned them. But ESPN, Disney in general is trying to, who is the parent company of ESPN, they're trying to cut $2.2 billion. So they fired over 7,000 employees and over 20 pundits on ESPN have been let go, which included some of the bigger names like Max Kellerman, Jeff Van Gundy, or is this which Van Gundy was it? Was it Jeff?
It's Jeff Van Gundy.
It's Jeff Van Gundy. That's what I make sure.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah, they let go of Jalen Rose. Some
Clover. She was there like 20-some years, 27.
Yeah, some of our favorite personalities because like Jeff Van Gundy was by far my favorite NBA commentator. I love hearing him and Mark Jackson go back and forth. They were absolutely hysterical. Dry as fuck, but funny as hell. And they decided to let him go. But I think to me it seemed like the people who were a little bit more controversial in their tenure at ESPN were the ones that they seemed to let go. Because Jeff Van Gundy has always been outspoken. Same thing with Max Kellerman. That's what kind of got him and Stephen A. in a tiff. Of course, Jalen Rose. We've seen Jalen Rose on TV on 2 separate occasions last year apologizing for something that he said during the show, which I thought was nuts. So it seemed like Disney is kind of putting their footprint on that and going with this cancel culture shit.
That's what I was trying to figure out, like, how they go about who they was going to let go. Because them some big names. Like, you wouldn't think that they would get rid of some of their most popular broadcasters.
Yeah, to me, like I said, it's to me it seemed like it was the cancel culture shit. It was the people who were more problematic outside of the workspace that they let go. Because like I said, Jeff Van Gundy would be on Twitter going crazy. Mark Jackson, we already know about Mark Jackson. He's Bible thumping. That's why he got let go Golden State. Jalen Rose, he always.
Mark Jackson's still there though, right?
I don't think so.
Mark Jackson.
They kept him. They kept him. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's still there.
Okay, so that was my mistake. But yeah, they let go of quite a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Stephen A. He about to be on 24 hours on ESPN.
Who?
Stephen A.
Well, I mean, he don't want to keep ESPN alive. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's the one that generates the most money. I mean, so of course they're gonna keep him. They're not gonna get rid of him at all.
Hey, look, ESPN got deals with these NBA, NFL. They not down. They not losing money.
What's going on is they losing viewers. Like again, it's cable. So they've gone. I mean, ESPN had at one point
nobody watches TV.
Right.
Right. It's because cable was changing. Like if they had a service that was free and they could just download the app and watch that shit, people would.
Right.
But like it costs money, so it's on cable.
Remember back in the day when Stuart Scott and it was on SportsCenter, like niggas would tune in every night to SportsCenter.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take the last.
But that's because it's but that's what I'm saying. But you was paying a cable subscription. Now people ain't doing that. They got Netflix, you got all this Hulu shit. You might have ESPN on that, but you gotta pay that extra.
Clips on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
They had 100 million subscribers. Now they're down to 70.
Yeah.
And that shit gonna just keep going down lower and lower and lower. So that's why it's changing. Like you see these people going to podcasts, switching over, having podcasts separately from what they got on the show because ESPN is about to change their whole landscape. It's because of Disney. Because Disney is losing. Disney's losing money. So they recently finished laying off 7,000 employees. Those layoffs was meant to generate $5 billion in savings for their streaming platform, Disney Plus, because that shit's slowing down. I'm sure y'all can attest to that. I don't have Disney Plus, but Y'all about it, ain't got shit on there.
Yeah. So just to your point, let me just chime in right quick. To your point, like I said, I have Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. I've never opened the ESPN Plus app. The Hulu, I used to love Hulu back in the day, but ever since Disney took over, like I said, it's not a lot of content on there. Disney Plus has been ass since it came out. They keep putting all I don't care about these y'all old back catalog. I want to see some new shit. But like Netflix is destroying y'all. HBO Go is destroying y'all. Apple TV is destroying y'all. Prime is destroying y'all because they constantly updating and they got a new show every week coming out on those platforms. Like Prime, Apple
Disney
TV,
got
HBO.
All their subscribers.
Yeah, from their back
Disney
catalog.
got all their subscribers from the back catalog, and during the pandemic, remember they was bringing their stuff straight to the platform.
Right.
So of course that's gonna bring a lot of people in. But now that people going back to the theaters and y'all not putting no new content on there, like what's I don't want to watch Little Mermaid on that shit. Like,
right.
Oh,
and on top of that, like I said, like these other platforms, something come out that is going to Prime immediately. It's going to HBO Go. When they studio create something, it might be simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Go. You know what I mean? It's coming to theater. It's coming to their platforms 30 days after the theoretical release. With Disney Plus, this shit is taking forever. Like it ain't no reason why Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse shouldn't be on. I know that the sales ain't that incredible. I know it's a Sony film, but it's a partnership with Disney because they own Marvel. So that shit should already be on Disney Plus. It took them forever to even get Spider-Man on there, the last actual live-action Spider-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? It took them about 8 months. So they just behind the power curve. And also to Kendall's point, the way they produce content, in my opinion, has been antiquated. There's no reason why it should be a paywall behind ESPN at this point. Like I said, it should be an app, subscribers, and then there should be some content like 30 for 30s, some of their longer form content behind paywalls, but everything else should be relatively free and just put it behind an ad wall like a YouTube. These old dinosaurs, the way they produce and stuff. Go ahead.
Didn't they just give Pat McAfee a bunch of money to come over to the platform?
Right, but he's going to generate people to watch ESPN. That's what I'm saying. That's what companies are doing now. Like they're like, it's all because of COVID and all this other stuff. These companies have lost money and they want to make this shit back. That's what, companies like gas companies and shit like that. They'll price gouge and then we can blame the government and say it's their fault when it's really them. Companies don't have that luxury, so they just like, well, shit, let's get rid of some employees. That's why, it might have some in part to do with like the controversial, how, their nature, but it's more so to me because they've been with the company so damn long. Keyshawn Johnson, they got him the fuck up out of there. He's been there like 18 years. Mm-hmm. So because he's an athlete, he coming in, he's probably making more money than a pundit who's a writer who came in the game, like a Stephen A. Smith or something like that. Like they don't have the
Mike Wilbon or somebody.
Right. They don't have the clout to be like, hey, I ain't coming here to work for no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they got, Max Kellerman. He's been with ESPN for a minute. He was doing boxing with HBO. That's how, and then they brought him over to HBO. He was doing Sports Nation and all that shit with Marcellus Wiley, all that stuff. So he was making probably millions of dollars. So again, we're going to get him up out of here because we got to pay his ass. Jeff Van Gundy, those types of people. He's a coach. We can't give him 50,000, 60, 70, 80, 90,000. We're going to have to pay him. So that's, I think that's also why because Disney is looking at shareholders and the shareholders like, hey, we losing money and we ain't going to change this damn stock. We got this shit going on with this fool in Florida. We got to get this shit wrapped up. In the meantime, y'all need to get rid of some people. And they're going to keep doing this. CNBC reported more prominent departures at ESPN are expected when some on-air personalities do not have their contracts renewed in the coming months. So they're going to get rid of some more people.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because to your point.
When you seen Tucker and them get fired, then you already know ain't nobody safe.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Tucker Carlson and all of them got fired a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to your point also, Kendall, when Kendall said that, like the
he just got fired a couple days ago. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, damn! I was gonna say y'all just gonna keep cutting me off. I was about to rib y'all. But anyway, what they were saying a couple Max Kellerman was making about $18 million a year. So so I can only imagine like Jeff Van Gundy and the rest of the
shows though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but regardless of the fact, that's still a lot of coin.
It's 18 million.
Yeah, that's 18 million. Like especially like I said, Max Kellerman, to Kendall's point, Max Kellerman didn't play his point. Keyshawn Jackson did. Jeff Van Gundy was a former coach, so they coming in probably with a top tier than somebody who used to be a sports analyst or writer or a journalist or whatnot.
I think Keyshawn was around 15. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So, so again, he's just making less than Max because Max is doing more output.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
but his show like This Just In probably ain't doing it. So they like, hey, we like this Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max shit, but we can get rid of Keyshawn and Max. We'll keep Jay. We'll throw Jay on First Take or some shit. Like, they'll figure out his show.
Is up so pretty soon too. I think his contract up in the next.
Jay's.
Yeah.
Oh, so they might get rid of him then.
yeah. That's I never really cared for Jay Williams on MC.
Knock Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max off. I gotta get up. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really liked Jason Williams' commentary on sports, like unless it was certain positions where he was taking it. I played this sport, so I understand that. But a lot of his takes, I didn't too much care for. So I'm not gonna miss Jay Williams, but I'm definitely gonna miss Jeff. And
I was fine with Jay and Max. Keyshawn was always my problem, but he was still good for the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't really like him like that, but he's good for those three. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the show sometimes. It ain't always necessarily how much they know, because Keyshawn was not necessarily well versed in like some of the other sports, but his commentary was good. Just like Charles Barkley, for example, he's the best on TV, but he don't know everything. You know what I'm saying?
He's hysterical. He made a comment. You see the comment that they had circulating around where he said he wasn't gonna work for ESPN. He said, "Y'all ain't gonna pay me no peanut.
You ain't gonna be working me like." But that's because he's an NBA former player. Yeah. He could say that.
He said, "Y'all gonna have me on ESPN Plus, ESPN2, ESPN Radio." He's like, paying me some peanuts.
No, he said ESPN Deportes.
Yeah, ESPN Deportes. No, Charles Barkley is funny as hell, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, man. Well, that was the breaking news over there going on at ESPN. Like I said, did that, but like I said, I think this is the big Disney, big business shit. So.
Absolutely.
Like I said, hopefully these people find some soft landing spots, and I hope they all just create their own platform or come together on something, because that'll be dope. I love to see Mark Jackson and I know Mark Jackson's still with ESPN, but I love to see him and Jeff Van Gundy have like their own podcast where they can really say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be dope. Where we at though?
Yeah, that'd be a slick podcast.
Oh, this is something that you want to talk about, Kendall. Gen Z and millennials getting spoofed by fake news.
Oh, yeah. Hey, so this article came in on Business Insider. So we make fun of the quote older generation, and they don't know this and that. They don't know how to use no iPads. They don't know, not saying us directly, but how we sometimes treat the older generation.
Yeah.
But at least they ain't getting faked out by fake news. So there's an article that came out of Business Insider titled, let me pull it back up. Boomers are mean for falling for fake news, but are better at identifying online misinformation than Gen Z or millennials, survey says. So, so for those unaware, I'll first break down the generational definitions so you better understand it if you don't know what it is. Baby boomers are from 1955 to 64. Generation X is 65 to 1980. Millennials are 1981 to 96. So that's like age 27 to 42. And then Gen Z is 97 to 2012, which is basically ages 11 through 26. So the survey found that the younger test takers were not as adept at spotting the difference between real or fake headlines as their older counterparts were. So this test wasn't like taken by everyone. You're not saying it's all of America, no shit like that. So it wasn't necessarily nationwide. I mean, it was, but it was a subset of people. So it was only about 1,500 people that took this test during this study. And when it was conducted, it was conducted by a polling organization by the name of YouGov back in April of 2023. So they examined how likely people were to be fooled by the fake headlines. And the survey they call it the misinformation susceptibility test.
Okay.
And it was developed by the University of Cambridge psychologists. Only 11% ages 18 through 29 correctly identified more than 16 headlines, and 36% got less than 10 headlines correct. Meanwhile, 36% of those aged 65 and older got a high score, and only 9% received a low score. That's fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. Some of the analysts believe that so it's not like, they just basically saying Gen Z and the millennials are idiots and they just believe whatever they see. but what they're saying is basically they're attributing it to the fact that they spend more time online. You know, like on their phones and shit. So with less than a quarter of 18 to 44-year-olds spend 2 to few hours of recreational time online each day compared to 44% of those aged 45 and older. So they just spend less time using their phones and shit like that. And they probably tend to watch the news more, you know, versus like just pulling shit from the internet. More than half of the respondents who got their news from sources like the Associated Press, Axios, and NPR scored highly on the test, just what I was saying. But those who got their news from platforms like Snapchat, Truth Social, when WhatsApp and TikTok, for example, scored lowest on the test.
Who getting their news from those sources?
So as David Wayans once said, "Oh, I'm gonna get you sucker." No shit.
Hey, dog.
Take your ass off Truth Social.
Get your ass off Truth Social.
And I'm not even saying get off. Just don't get all your news from there. That's all. But anyway. Although the stereotypes about the older generation falling victim to fake news may be dated, they are rooted in fact. So they found a study in 2019. It was a study by Princeton University. Found that respondents over 65 were more likely to share false, misleading posts on Facebook than other adults. So you see the older generation be sitting on Facebook. That shit start coming up on their timelines, and now they starting to share that shit. So basically, they kind of showing how it's starting to creep up because now they starting to believe what they seeing on like Facebook, for example. Because you know, older people tend to be on Facebook because the families is on it and all that. So I thought that was hilarious. However, as more people turn to social media to get their news, according to Reuters, that's what they believe. The chances of being fooled is going to be more persistent as the age groups go. Solutions, as my man Ron would say. Some of the solutions that I thought of, because I am an expert. Check the website.
Big Masters. Hold on a second. Big Masters.
Check the website. Scroll up and down. And what I mean by check the website, look at the web, the web address. If it's like .this, it ain't .com or it's .gov or something like that. Outside of that, you might want to just kind of check the source. You know what I'm saying? Do a Google search, real shit, easy stuff. Search the headline of the story that you're reading. You know what I'm saying? See if there's other sites outside of like gossip sites or like media takeout, stuff like that. They probably not as real. Not saying that they can be, because you can find some real shit on gossip sites, but they usually tend to stick to rumors first, and then the facts can come out later. They don't really care how they come out after the fact. TMZ is a prime example of that shit too. They do have some real shit, but sometimes they'll root their stuff in rumors first. Then we'll see where the chips fall after that.
Right.
Read the article. You know, what I mean by that is like instead of just reading the headline itself, click into the article and read it. Yeah. Sometimes you'll see a headline. You click into that shit and ain't got no information in there.
Article ain't got nothing to do with it.
They'll just have how to get your penis bigger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So just click into the motherfucker. Don't get crazy off the headline. Click on. Also, another thing that I do is like when you're reading the article, if it does have something in it, if it has like a lot of grammatical errors and shit, or like run-on sentences, like our homeboy Antoine, he don't like to use no punctuation, so we don't believe nothing he said. No, I'm just playing. But check and see how the shit is written. You know what I'm saying? Also, click on the author. You know what I'm saying? When you see like at the top who's writing it, sometimes you can click on the actual author to see other articles that they may have written. Yeah. See they like authenticity. And then what was my last one? Oh yeah. Talk to the baby boomers. Talk to the OGs. Get some of their expertise. What do they see when they read certain things? You know, you might, get some game from them.
You might learn something.
Right.
Exactly. Oh, and also if you're interested
solutions, man.
Hey man, I'm trying. Also, if you're interested in taking the test, it's only 2 minutes long. You go to your MIST, so MIST.share Streamlit. So Streamlit.
Send the link out because that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, how do we take this test?
Yeah, it's only 2 minutes long, so y'all it ain't some long shit. Yeah. But it's I'll put it in the chat. Streamlit. Yeah, we put it in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yourmist.streamlit.app. So I'm gonna put that in the chat. I mean, I'll put it in our chat, and then we're gonna put it in YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, take the test, y'all. It's real quick. And it did, and just so you know, they did find that on average, 65% of those who surveyed were able to correctly classify the difference between real and fake news. So y'all got some hope.
And I was gonna say this is extremely important because I'm always combating fake news, fake information, misinformation, disinformation. Because people are like, man, people be like, hey man, you see that? I'm like, bro, that shit was fake, and that shit was proven fake like 10 years ago. Yeah, this is kind of unrelated, but it related. You know what I mean? Niggas done send me that picture of what's the old girl who used to be on Girlfriends? Tracy Ellis Ross. That picture where it's showing her from the back and like she got BBW. Or BBL. And I'm like, fam, that's a Photoshop picture. She actually went on her Instagram and said, this is not me. This is the original picture. And this is my picture. And posted them side by side. And nigga, that was like 10 years ago. And people still send that picture around. And I ain't saying she's got a nice figure. No, she don't need no BBL. But to my point, the misinformation of her BBL going around was irritating me. That's all I'm saying. But what Kendall was referring to when he says, like, check the source, check the article. Because what I've always done, it don't matter what it is. If it's an article written about something that I'm interested in, I'll scroll to the bottom and click on the author. Almost every major publication has their author's Twitter handle or social media handles in there. And if you want to see what kind of biases that the author, even deeper, if you want to see what kind of biases that the author has, you can go and see what other articles they've written or what kind of stuff they post on their social media. So I'll never just take shit for face value. I don't give a fuck how well it's written. I don't care if it's from one of the greatest publications ever, like New York Times or something. Yeah, exactly. New York Times or something. I'm going right to the author and see what kind of biases they have, because those biases come out in whatever medium that you're writing in. You know what I mean? So I don't just take shit for face value. So good shit. Like I said, that's where the term research comes from. Research means you search once, then you research. You search again. You continue to search. Like, people just take that word and they don't think about it. They just like, oh, I did my research. Nigga, you looked at one article. No, search and then go search again. Go Google search.
And then they'll tag you. Do your research.
Right. You do your research. Nigga. Let me hold on a second.
I put it in the chat and then just post it in YouTube.
That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, but this is the survey for all the listeners. It's in the live stream chat.
Yeah, it'll take 2 minutes, y'all. And you can tweet your results too. You can tweet your results and share your score and then send it to other people if you want other people to take it.
Let me tell you something. And I got a bad habit. This is completely unrelated. I have a very bad habit of sometimes like stress eating or just like mindlessly eating. So I'm sitting up here. And I've got one of my favorite stacks.
I see you over there. I was gonna rib your ass.
No, I was eating some Swedish fish, bro. I'm like in my theater room. I eat Swedish fish, bro. Like, you got to be real careful when you're reading ingredients. You can't just be mindlessly eating like this, bro. This shit, it's 5 pieces per serving. It's 3 servings in this goddamn box right here. I just ate the whole fucking box, fam.
Yep.
Per box,
sitting right there, kicking it.
320 calories in this box.
That red 40 is
bro. Listen, that's what I was about to say, bro. And this red 40 all in this shit, nigga. I'm gonna have cancer. 40 if y'all start seeing me get real skinny, fam, it's this red 40 I've been eating over here. Stay away from this shit, nigga. Stay away from this shit.
All types of shit in there.
Yeah, damn, bro. That was bad. That was bad, bro. I don't even want to eat the last 3. It's only 3 left in this bag. I don't even want to eat the last 3. Oh shit. You said eat them? Yeah, I already ate the cancer, so I might as well go right ahead. All right, so for our last segment, I just wanted to bring a little brief Jonathan Majors update for everybody who's familiar with us. We talked about this before on the show. Jonathan Majors was facing assault charges for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. And there's been articles now released saying that he's completely absolved. They got video evidence, eyewitness evidence, and police evidence saying that absolves him. And also said, and now also, what's the word I'm looking for? Where they it basically said his girlfriend. his girlfriend self-inflicted those wounds. What is that called, Blaze? When it incriminates, and the evidence that it incriminates her now. So this is why I don't want to put my own bias.
She's been charged.
I believe she has been charged. But like this is why it's important to wait for all the information to come out and not just jump to conclusions, because people dogpile.
Y'all was tearing his ass up.
Yeah, they was tearing his ass up, man. And I was one of the people. I'm like, I'll just wait and see more. Right. I'll just wait and see more. And then everybody acting like on prior sets of films from Lovecraft Country, and even while he was even when he was in
that's why I want to hear all them people that was coming out the woodwork. Like, oh yeah, he been this terrorizing people doing this. Like, they quiet right now.
Oh yeah, no, they still writing articles about this shit. They just had Robert Pattinson came out in defense of Jonathan Majors, and they tearing his ass up right now. They just wrote an article about him. So like, I don't know why how we've gotten so bad to the space where we just don't believe nothing. We don't let stories kind of build and the evidence come out, or or nothing. We just jump right to conclusion. But that goes to what Kendall was saying previous to this. Like, sometimes you got to give shit a chance and let it build. You know what I mean? Jonathan Majors just got this physically imposing for a role that he was taking in Creed 3. Jonathan Majors, for all intents and purposes, was a skinny, frail drama student.
He was a Yale theater student.
Right. What kind of intimidating student have y'all ever seen in drama class, fam? Never. Now,
Yale drama class.
Never. I mean, I'm making fun, but I'm keeping it in the book. Like, you ain't never really seen
what
that.
I said.
Well, nah.
Tupac.
All right. Oh, you mean a nigga who posed ass naked in a bathtub with gold chains? Him?
Hey man, he still was intimidating to some.
Oh, okay. Oh, to some.
They know he was in drama.
Yeah, nah. Tupac wasn't fooling nobody but y'all. Like, he wasn't fooling me. That nigga used to wear leather vest with no shirt on.
That was after Juice.
Yeah.
That he started intimidating people.
Yeah, but yeah, Tupac wasn't fooling nobody.
And above the rim.
Right. That nigga was running around dancing behind Digital Underground. Let me eat this Red 40 and shut the fuck up.
Ain't know that yet.
But anyway, back to my point about Jonathan Majors. Like,
shouts to Jonathan Majors though, man.
Yeah.
It's hard for a black man to beat the white woman up case.
Right, straight. Yeah, he dodged that shit straight up.
So she had to be dead wrong.
Dead ass wrong. That's a fact. So like I said, so to your point, shout out to Jonathan Majors. It's still more to come out. Like I said, they still dog walking him in the public eye. Like I said, this is definitely not the end of it. And it's probably gonna leave a stain on his career, regardless of the fact of if Marvel continue to use him or not. But it's just a shame. You know what I'm saying? I think after this series of movie that Marvel's done with him, it's gonna be bad.
Nah, man, he would have so many lawsuits covered. Like, he didn't do shit, and he been exonerated. So for them to get rid of him, like, he got some money coming. Y'all gonna pay him regardless.
That could be true, but like I said, we've seen stranger things happen. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Jonathan Majors. I wish him the best in his career. He's one of my favorite actors. I said, if you want to see how frail he was prior to Creed 3, go watch one of his first movies called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. What was the other film? Devotion. He ain't always been this big, brolic, intimidating man. That's why it's kind of crazy to me that people really just held on to that. Talking about him in his past is nuts.
But why is a big, brolic black man just automatically intimidating?
Because they want everybody soft. They want every black man living a soft life. They want, you know what I'm saying, they want to emasculate us. They want us all, you know what I mean? They want the worst thing right now in America seems to be a masculine man and a masculine black man on top of that right now. It seems like if you're not a soft soy boy, like, you know what I'm saying, like you can't you're not and you can't play that role in Hollywood. I'm speaking to, not really everyday society. They ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sick world we live in, but it is what it is. I'm glad I ain't a part of that shit. It is what it is though. But as far as I want to bring back the segment, favorite things, man. What's some of y'all favorite things? Y'all, any books, music, anything y'all enjoying right now? What's some of y'all favorite things? I'll let y'all go first unless y'all want me to go first.
I can go.
You got it.
Yesterday I went to the High Museum, which is a very High Museum of Art, which is not like high, like smoke weed high, but that would be cool. That's probably in Denver, but this is here in Atlanta. And there's an exhibit that they have from June, well, basically now until, we're in July now, from now until October called Ancient Nubia, which is of the 25th dynasty in Africa. Over in Sudanese. So I did buy the book afterwards. But the reason why I was just basically saying that is because it's a lovely piece of history about the Kush tribes with the Napata. I think it was the Napata tribe. Anyway, it's just pretty cool to see because they try to there was some level of confusion with it with Egyptian culture because they have similarities to it because they basically were similar. The Kush and basically were up from the north, and Egypt was in the south. So I say all that to say it was just a wonderful experience. If y'all are in the Atlanta area, please make sure that you go to the High Museum and check it out. It's probably costs less than $20 a piece to go and check it out. And I just want to read a real quick excerpt. This art is not Egyptian. This is like when you first walk right into this place. They got this shit plastered right on the wall before you walk through. At first glance, much of this art is in this exhibition may appear to be Egyptian. In reality, it comes from Nubia or Kush, Egypt's neighbor to the south, and what is today we know as Sudan. A closer look at these objects reveal distinctively Nubian features and motifs that set them apart from works found in Egypt. Because the first and I'm not going to, there's a second paragraph, it's very long, but I'm just not going to read that part. But I just want to just touch on some stuff. They basically ran the Nile Valley for over 500 years, both them, the Nubia and the Kush. And it was from 1550 to 1070 BCE. Egypt controlled the north part of Nubia while they controlled the south. Because the first archaeologists, am I saying that right? Yes, I am. Okay.
Archaeologists.
That's what my bad. Archaeologists to excavate in Sudan were trained first as Egyptologists. And because of the racist and colonial biases inherent in their worldview, they often fail to recognize the ways in which Nubian art stands apart from and sometimes surpasses the art of Egypt. This exhibition is first in the United States to display the art of Napata through the lens of Nubian creators. So that's why I want y'all to see that shit before it's gone. It's probably gonna go somewhere else after it leaves Atlanta. I think it started in like Boston or something. So if y'all got time, definitely check it out. It's very well worth it. And like I said, it's less than $20. I think parking is $20 too.
Dope, man. I don't know how you want me to follow that, Kendall, because I didn't have nothing that impressive.
Hey, man, you said what am I fucking with?
But goddamn, that's dope. Yeah, that's the great information right there.
But that's dope. I hope they bring that to Phoenix.
Right, or even Texas, somewhere in Texas.
Hey, can I read something funny to y'all there real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, then I'll go next.
Hey, so this is actually at the exhibit, right? And I'm gonna try to show y'all this picture. I'm gonna zoom into it. But these are different. They basically had royal goddesses and gods, and these were some of the royal goddesses that they had. One of them being the winged goddess Pectoral, and I'm gonna show y'all the picture real quick. Let me show you the picture first. No, actually, I'm gonna read it first so y'all can laugh. This was around 743 through 712 BC. The name of this lioness goddess remains unknown. The solar disk on her, let me make sure this is the right one. Yep, okay. The solar disk on her head suggests that she is associated with the sun. Her nude body reflects ancient Nubian beauty standards in which voluptuousness was highly regarded. The serpents on her shoulders are symbols of royal authority. All right, so now look at this picture. Y'all probably won't be able to see it. I don't know, but look at the thighs.
Strap. No,
but it's a real good exhibit, man. Like, that's hilarious, but everything else is there is pretty serious. But man, I was dying when I read that. The black man gonna like them strapped now.
Well, yeah, no matter what time period. No matter what time period.
714 BCE, bro.
That shit is genetic.
Right.
They's got a genetic predisposition to thighs.
And it's probably 8 feet tall there.
Hey, Blaze, we like them thighs thick, but not them ankles, huh? You motherfucker.
No. You got to put them on the ankles.
Well, no, you a fool.
Like Ray Charles used to grab their wrists.
Yeah, you grab that ankles.
Man.
I hate you so much. But for my sake, for my section of favorite things, it's a couple things I'm looking forward to in the future. One of them is just released, and if y'all not familiar, it's a series called I Am a Virgo. It was produced by Raymond Lawrence Boots Riley. He's an American film director and screenwriter. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with his work, but his first movie that I ever saw was Sorry to Bother You. And oftentimes, in the Black community, we like to talk about how we don't see ourselves in like science fiction and in these very unique stories. And his work is extremely unique. So I definitely suggest y'all go check out Sorry to Bother You. Another one of his films is called I Am Charlie Walker. I forgot the name of the actor that plays I Am Charlie Walker. Give me 1 second. I will look it up for y'all. It's Michael Coates. That's the guy's name. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, that's I think you can only watch that on YouTube. Let me see all the watch options. Oh, they got it on Prime, Hulu, all that shit. But he got a new series coming out called I Am a Virgo, and that landed on Prime. That just came out this week. Definitely check it out. It's about a 7 foot tall, or I think he's 8 foot tall, black man who walks around New York City and gets into all kind of hijinks. But his major thing is that he's a Virgo. It's basically it seems like a kind of like a Clifford the Big Red dog story. They got the gentleman that played in that. What's the movie about the exonerated six? The Central Park 5 film. What's the name of that film? With Ava DuVernay. The main, one of the gentlemen from that plays the main.
Central Park 5. But,
yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name.
Let me see. I'm looking. Gerald Jerome. He played Cootie in this film. It was a series called I Am a Virgo. But check that out. I was looking forward to this. And as of right now, on the Rotten Tomato, got 100%, and on IMDb it's a 7 out of 10.
Damn.
So yeah, it's supposed to be really good. So I'm looking forward to watching this shit. Also, Dune 2.
No PET.
Right. I will. Also, Dune 2 officially dropped the trailer. Me and Blaze are mega fans of the. Well, I believe you a mega fan of Dune, ain't you, Blaze?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
man.
Yes,
sir.
That shit look phenomenal. The trailer, I know some people try to abstain from trailers. The trailer didn't give up too much information. It just kind of like just pushed the narrative forward. It gave you some of the world building that they're working towards. I've never read the books and I didn't see the original movie, so for me, it didn't spoil anything. But for you who might have been fans of the original series and the books, y'all gotta do your own research. I mean, y'all might not want to watch it, but y'all also it might spoil some things for y'all, but I don't know shit about it. But yeah, those are the two things I'm looking forward to. I'm probably going to check out the first episode of I Am Virgo tonight. I'll let y'all know. We probably review it on the show. Yes, I'm looking forward to Dune 2 when that drops in, I think, November it comes out. So yeah, those are my two favorite things right now. Blaze, you got something?
I got nothing. I've been working, man.
I know you've been working.
I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna take like a month off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a month off, get some shit done.
Oh yeah, it's all good, bro. Kendall, you gotta say something before you wave the book on camera.
I did want to know what y'all thought about these recent Supreme Court decisions, though. What y'all thought about that? The
Supreme Court decision, as far as student loans and shit is concerned.
Student loans and affirmative action shit.
The affirmative action shit I thought was foul as fuck. Because we all know that implicit biases exist. So in certain instances, black people wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for affirmative action. So it could be a little bit antiquated nowadays because a lot of these, it remains to be seen. So I don't want to speak too soon, but it seems like since George Floyd, there's been kind of a demographic shift in our country, and a lot of these people have gotten a sense of morality and like, I want to help do the right thing by helping black people who's less fortunate. A lot of these corporations and organizations, you know what I mean? So I said
initially that was the response, but I don't think can continue.
Right, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I said that affirmative action might not, them getting rid of it might be a bad thing. That's why I said I don't fuck with that move. As far as the Supreme Court decision to get rid of what they do, they shot down Joe Biden shit for his student loans. I can see. So right. I'm on the fence with this one, and a lot of y'all might not like my response, but I really don't give a fuck. But so like as far as my morality goes, being black, I can see how that can benefit the vast majority of black people, but it's going to benefit some white people as well. So I don't understand why they don't want that. But also from a capitalist standpoint, I see how that's going to be terrible for for our country. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm kind of like, I kind of straddle a fence with that one. You know what I'm saying? So because them just doing, we gonna be, if they just keep dumping money into the American economy the way they've been doing, like by getting rid of this, and it's gonna push us further and further deeper into inflation, and it's just not.
But they wouldn't push any money towards anything. They would just eliminate the debt.
Right, I get what you're saying. So they would eliminate the debt, but that debt is still gonna have to be paid, and it's gonna come in the form of taxes from us.
Yeah, somebody's
gonna have to pay for that shit. That's why I said
the federal government owns the debt. They own 90% of the.
Not a student. Oh, so you did deeper research.
So they can get rid of it. They just don't choose to because again, it helps what you're talking about.
Right,
it helps majority Black and brown people because they believe that going to school would merit them a job or this or that.
Yeah. And
most of those people still have to deal with,
which has not been the case.
Most of those people still have to deal with what you just talked about, affirmative action, now which is now gone. To that whole point, you're not even able to get the job that you went to school for as a result of we're not letting you in. So eliminating the debt would actually help the country, but of course it's not going to be. And again, I don't knock people that feel like, oh well, I paid this. Why are they going to just forgive the debt for them? Those people, I understand that. But if anything, it's going to help the country move forward because we're already in the absorbent amount of debt. Because we'll spend the money on the things that America feels that they need, but not to and bail out companies, bail out banks, right? Because that's all that is. You're just wiping their debt away. PPP loans, all that type of shit. You're helping businesses and you're helping corporations, especially because you live by their donations.
Well, forgive my ignorance in this instance, because like I said, I didn't know that about the federal government owning 90% of the debt. All I know is if all it is yeah, no, that's fine. But all it is if
I'm laughing at the government.
Oh yeah.
90 and they acting like it's a problem.
Right. But my whole thing is like this: if they're gonna use that, if they're gonna take some that debt and say, oh, we get rid of it, but charge us more in taxes, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit, I don't want that. So that was where I was saying my standpoint. But to your point, I didn't know that the federal government owned 90%. That's why these conversations are important, and that's why we have to have these on our platforms and our forums, because you miss some information, especially when you hear from outside sources. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's the big sentiment that I'm hearing is like, oh, the people that done pay the majority of theirs or done pay them all and say, oh, well, I had to pay it. Why they don't have to pay? That's weird to me.
Right. But it's just a level of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to help. Because, I mean, you was giving people GI bills and shit like that when they was coming home from the war. But if somehow the niggas wasn't getting it.
Yeah. No, they weren't allowing the niggas to use it. That was the issue.
If you go to school and you get your masters or, post-grad degrees or whatever you get.
For sure.
You $200,000, $150,000 in debt and you only get a job making $60,000. Like, what the fuck, y'all? I mean, how are you supposed to pay down that debt?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that you can't. And
that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
People not coming home making, like, you're not getting out of school making
exactly
six figures. I was like, well, you gotta. So I don't understand.
Yeah, it normally take years for somebody to get up to six figures, and by that, like I said, I've had people in my family. I mean, they pushing 60 and just now paying off their student loans. But
nobody goes to debt for going to high school, right? It's public.
Yeah,
college could be public and free, but they choose not to make it like that because they want you to aspire for these salaries and stuff like that you won't necessarily achieve. It's just that it's a part of that American dream bullshit.
Yeah. And also, we've been sold that bullshit too, Kendall, because when we was younger, people would go out of state to go to college, so they had accumulating even more debt because it's higher to go out of state, so they wouldn't even go to the local colleges because it was all about accreditation, so to speak. Now you can have a degree from anywhere online. The shit is like I said, it's draconian as fuck. School, the systems is antiquated as fuck because like 90% of the shit you can do all online. So for education to cost as much as it does now, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just my take on that shit. Like, and I feel bad for a lot of people who've been putting that trick back now to go to school and get all this debt, especially if you didn't have nobody footing it or you didn't want scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel bad for a lot of those people because I understand the where they are in life right now. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't easy. But I think
kids now look at it a lot different than when we was coming up.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was kind of drilled into us that if you don't go to college, you ain't gonna be nothing. So
yeah, because
I think they look at it way different now.
Because since technology, like how we always like to act like technology is the worst thing on the earth. Everybody act like this AI is the worst shit on earth. It's helped us as a culture to move forward. So, like I said, once people started knowing you can go, all I need is a A+ certification and this to go into cybersecurity or this to get into tech. All I gotta do is know how to code and go get certification. I don't need college no more because these are the jobs that are paying. And if you look over the last,
have to take the traditional channels,
right? Exactly. And if you look since 2010, if you look since 2010, even just being in the stock market, tech stocks has outperformed everything damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all like so that shows you what direction that we were heading in the first place. So like that's why I said like all this going to class, getting going to school out of state and all that type of shit. Man, if you don't go on DeVry and get you a goddamn master's degree and go on about your business, goddamn where, you know what I'm saying?
That's just because the demand was high though. That's the only reason.
Facts.
Otherwise, they would make you get a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they wouldn't have changed that. But because the demand is so high, because tech is still not as prevalent for people that work that stuff, as far as a job is concerned, that's why they like, well, shit, you don't need a degree. Just get a certification. We'll get you in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they need the help. That's the reason.
Oh, no,
they just like, hey, buddy.
No, because I'm all
right, 6 months now.
Yeah, because I'm old enough to remember, like, my aunt was one of the first people that I knew that ever had who ever went to school for computer programming and coding and got a degree in that shit. And she had to have a master's going into what she was going into. You see what I'm saying? So now, like,
certain fields for sure, especially too.
So I definitely, I'm old enough to remember that when they was demanding that you go be educated. So you 100% right. That's all I was saying. But
you're right though. I mean, but it's changed. It's the demand. Cybersecurity is a prime example. It used to be, had a certain 2-year degree or something in IT. Now they just like, shit, we'll get you in the camp. Goddamn, we need some help.
Right. Well, yeah, man. Y'all got anything else to add before we get up out of here? And Thomas, I like Secret Invasion. I think that shit is dope. I haven't watched the second episode yet. First episode was great.
Nubia.
Y'all got anything else to add before we get up out of here though?
Nope.
Listen, all right. So everybody keep asking me.
Shout out to the Bucks for keeping their core together.
Yeah, straight up. Shout out to the Bucks. It's been a lot of trades going on. It's gonna be a very interesting season next season. What y'all before we go? What y'all think? How y'all think Victor Wembanyama Bop is gonna plan out?
He in the best.
Wembanyama? Disrespect him.
Yeah, Wembanyama. Yeah,
that's rookie of the year.
You think you giving it to him already?
Absolutely.
I think Chet Holmgren is gonna have something to say about that.
Is he gonna be considered a rookie?
Yeah, he gonna be considered.
He was hurt.
Yeah, because he was hurt.
Yeah, Chet would be nice, but he ain't gonna be fucking with no Wembanyama.
Yeah, watch out for Scoot too. Scoot
nice. Hey man, I think it's gonna be a great rookie of the year sparring, but I don't see nobody doing it.
And Ron, I give your team credit. They made a lot of.
Wemby's an instant double. Man, fuck the Lakers. But you're right. It was good.
I ain't no hater.
Yeah. Y'all,
hater, man.
I am.
They talk. The Bucks looking at Beasley too. Just to give y'all a heads up. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Who?
The Bucks. They looking at Beasley. They want Beasley.
That's how he can come through.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Beasley.
Yeah, from the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not Michael Beasley.
No, it's not Michael Beasley. What's his first name? I don't even know his last name.
I'll take Mike Beasley though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's the wrong Beasley. Yeah, I'm tripping. Kendall talking about somebody.
Like, wait.
No, the young boy from the Lakers.
He was
what's his first name? Blades. God damn, man, there's just too many NBA players to keep up with. I can't remember his first. I think it's is it Malik?
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, Malik Beasley. Okay, yes, right. That's right. His name.
He a good defensive player. I mean,
we'll take Michael Beasley though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah,
he's still a bucket.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
But outside of that, yeah, listen, y'all, for all the listeners, please listen. Go to WeDefineOurselves.com. You can listen to our whole entire show on that website. Also, it has every link for every platform that we're on. We're syndicated everywhere. We do the show live on YouTube every week, but we're also on Spotify. We're on Audible. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. I don't give a fuck where you listen to your podcast at. Type us in the search engine. If we don't pop up, go to another platform and type us in the search engine, Unlabeled the Podcast. You will find us. You will see me, Kendall, and Blaze and Montrace right there. We right there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, stop asking me where does the show stream at. It's everywhere. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast at, you can find us there, except for Tidal. Unfortunately, because Tidal, they do their own little cultivating the podcast and shit over there. Hopefully one day they want to come offer us a bag, but we got to keep growing this platform. Also, we got new merch up on the website. If you go to WeDefineOurselves.com and click on the store link, it will take you to our merch store. And you can go in there and get some drip. You know what I'm saying? We got slides. We got...
Do you get your merch bag yet?
Bro, hold on a second. No. Brandon and Thomas got theirs. Thomas is in the chat. I sent there. I'm behind, bro. I got favors. I've been trying to. I'm finally getting settled. Oh. So I'm sending out shit. I got y'all. Just hold on. We going home, okay? Goddamn it.
Don't make me call Leslie. Don't make me call Leslie.
But I got y'all. That's an inside joke because I owe them some merch, so they want me to send them their shit. But I got y'all, fam. Trust me, I'm behind. Trey wants some shit too. But I got y'all. Trust me. Yeah, I promised Brandon a shirt back in September, and I just sent that shit last week to him. So he got his shit. My shipping timeline is just long as hell. But yeah, I got y'all, so don't worry about it. But yeah, go to those websites, man. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like on this channel. I don't even care. Just go in the comment and just type anything. I don't give a fuck. But y'all got to start engaging there more. I know y'all have engaged in the live chat, but that commenting and liking and subscribing on our channel helps us grow this podcast. All the commenting in the live stream really don't help the show, but I do appreciate y'all engagement. As well, like I said, shout out to Thomas, shout out to Floyd, shout out to LaQuandra. Y'all was in the chat today.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that helps. But also, like I said, go like and comment on each one of the videos. That helps this channel grow. I've been uploading every day on YouTube, and I'm not gonna stop. Y'all gonna see clips from the show, so y'all is they more digestible for y'all. Little topics that we cover on the show, and y'all ain't got to go back through an hour episode, and find the segments. But yeah, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up as y'all do weekly. Blaze and Kendall, thank y'all again for being phenomenal co-hosts. Blaze, we got to get you out. We got to get you out the field.
Hey, make sure y'all take that test too on the chat, y'all. Yeah. Make sure y'all send us a screenshot on our IG, the messenger.
Yeah, once y'all take the thing, send it so we can post it on our Instagram.
I'm about to take it now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, on that note, man, we're going to get up out of here, and we will see y'all next week with another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. Peace.
Nubia.
Nubia.